Hey everyone, it's Antonio Garcia with Kokoro Personal Training, and in this episode, we're going to take a look at some simple stretches that you can do in your office. Oftentimes, you find yourself sitting down quite a bit in office. You may be able to get up and maybe go, get something off the printer, or go get something to eat, or get some drink, or you may find yourself from time to time moving around. But if you work in an office and you deal with a lot of paperwork, oftentimes you can find yourself sitting at your desk for long periods of time. What can happen is that your muscles can become very stiff, and what happens when your muscles become very stiff, you lose a lot of flexibility over time. And then what happens if you try to reach for something, say something off the top shelf, or you slip, or you turn suddenly, sometimes you can pull a muscle just from simple movements throughout the day. So you want to make sure that you're taking time to stretch these muscles. And not only that, but if you're going for any kind of muscle growth, you need to make sure that you're stretching after every workout so that you can stretch those muscles out so they can enlarge or become longer, depending on what your goal is. So stretching has, many purposes and throughout the day. So what I'm going to show you today is we're going to take a look at some simple stretches that you can do in your office. Obviously, there's more advanced stretching that you can do. There's different kind of stretches. I mean, you really are just limited by your imagination when it comes to the type of stretches that you can do. But what I wanted to show you is, coming from a martial art background and teaching martial arts online still, and had them in dojos over the last 2 decades. Stretching is so important in martial arts for other reasons other than just keeping yourself well. That we have certain stretches that we go through. So this is actually kind of a part of a stretch routine that we go through just to kind of get the major muscle groups stretched out as we go. So this is a very short, very easy stretch routine that you can do. Do it periodically, maybe once an hour, at least a few times during your work day, even to start the day before you go to sleep. Just take the time throughout your day to do this stretch a few times. So let's take a look at some of the stretch. What we're going to do, to keep it simple, we're going to start from our head and work our way down. So you can follow along, or you can kind of go at your own pace. I usually go for about 10 seconds on each direction, about 10 seconds on each stretch. So just kind of follow along, and just whatever works better for your schedule, you can do however long of these stretches you like. So let's start with the neck. Now, I like to do rolling movements, like shoulder rolls, neck rolls, to kind of warm up those muscles before we go into the stretches. So what we're going to start with is just some simple neck rolls like this to kind of get the neck warmed up before we do a few stretches on the neck. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure that you're not going all the way back. You don't want to strain the spinal cord, the base of your spine, neck. So what you want to do is just kind of like a bobblehead, just kind of go in small circles like this. Again, you want to do it for about 10 seconds and then go the other direction. Okay. What this is going to do is kind of start to warm up those muscles, get the elasticity a little bit more, so that when you do the stretches, you're not going from just a cold muscles. So once you've done about 10 seconds, what we're going to do is we're going to start working from side to side. So what you can do is look from one side, place your hand over your jaw, just kind of push gently like this, and just kind of hold it for about 10 seconds. Now, you don't want to strain too much. You just want to go till you feel a slight pull in your neck. You shouldn't feel any kind of pain. Just a slight stretch. And go the other side, just like this. Okay, oftentimes the neck, holds a lot of stress. So throughout your day, if you have a stressful day, you'll notice that the back of your neck hurts and it becomes very stiff. Sitting at a computer screen for long periods of time can make the neck very stretched, very stiff. So you want to make sure you're stretching it periodically. So that when the moment someone says, hey, when you turn, you don't, strain your neck at all. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to go up and down. So we're going to bring our chin down to our chest, like this. Just bring your hands behind your back and just kind of gently pull down, like so. Okay, then after that, do the exact opposite. You're going to look up from here under your chin, just kind of lift up. 2 thumbs under your chin, just kind of push up gently, just to give yourself a nice little relaxed stretch. Okay, now we'll go side to side. What you're going to do here is you're going to bring your ear down to your shoulder, grab the side of your head, just kind of pull down just a little bit like this, give yourself a nice stretch. Hold for about 10 seconds. I'm not necessarily going to do it for 10 seconds on each side because I just want to show you the stretches. And then the other side, I like this, but you want to hold it for a little bit longer. Okay, so we've warmed up the neck. and done several different stretches to kind of warm that up. So the next thing we're gonna do is work our way down to our arms and shoulders, okay? So I like to start with some big circles forward. It's more natural movement, kind of open up, kind of get the rest out of the joints, as I like to say, like this. It's kind of loosen up the shoulders. The nice thing about rotations and stretching is that you kind of get the blood flow going a little bit better. You can just kind of feel your energy go up. After about 10 seconds, you want to bring it down to small circles, just like this. Okay, and just do a little small forward circle still. Okay, this will really heat up the shoulders because it's more isometric. You kind of hold the position a little bit longer. Okay, palms up. Start with small circles backwards, like this. Okay, still feel. You should feel a burn. And when you do this, you want to make sure you're not up here. Bring your arms back like this. You do it. So they're flush with your chest, a little bit behind. And then go into big circles, just like this. And you should really be feeling that burn right now. And that really is a great way to warm up those shoulders. Okay, now we're gonna go across the chest, just like this. Okay, kind of warm up that forward and back movement. You wanna kind of start to push your arms back like this, swing them ahead of you. So you stretch out the lats behind you, stretch the chest in front of you, just kind of go back and forth, stretching both those muscles. Just like your arms, the elbows, just swing and turn naturally. Okay, from here, what we're gonna do is go ahead and grab your hand like this. We're gonna rotate the wrist and loosen up the wrist. Sitting at the desk for a long period of time, you gotta be careful not to, that you may end up with carpal tunnel, you know, from the constant holding of your wrist like that. That can be quite painful. From here, do a prayer stretch like this. Just kind of go back and forth, like that. Okay, kind of stretch that out a little bit. Grab your fingers, pull down, kind of stretch the wrist this way. And then go the opposite way, like this. And then just kind of shake it out, okay? Now we've already warmed up the shoulders, so let's go ahead and stretch the arms out a little bit more. Bring it across, like this, and then pull that arm into your chest. If you want a little better stretch, you can turn, stretch inside of your body, okay? Other side, same thing, just rotate, just like so. Kind of give yourself a nice little extra stretch, okay? Now the next thing we're gonna do, hold my shirt down for this one, okay? Come in behind here, grab, pull. Now when you pull, you wanna pull that hand to the center of your chest, center of your back, pull down like this, give yourself a nice good stretch. And if you want a little bit better of a stretch, you can lean over to the side like this, stretching out your whole side of your body, okay? And then do the other side, just like so, okay? Next one you can do, okay, we've already got the upper body now. Let's go ahead and move down to the hips, okay? Hip rotations, feet about shoulder width apart. So start with some small circles here, just like this, okay? And slowly start to bring them out like this. Looks kind of silly, but this is really good for, you know, getting that trunk nice and stretched out. Then go, of course, go the other direction. And then bring it out like this. And then from here, you just want to do trunk twist. Okay? Bring your feet a little short width apart, bend your knees, and just kind of rotate like this. Get a nice stretch. As you feel more comfortable, just go further and further. Okay? To hit different parts of your spine, just bring your hands up or down. Okay? To really kind of stretch out different parts of your vertebrae right down the center of your back. Okay? Next thing is we'll kind of rotate the knees. So just kind of just move around like this, rotating on the balls of your feet. Switch sides, just like this. Okay? And then from here, we're just gonna go, actually we'll stop with that one for right now. We'll take a look at some more stretches. But that's just a very simple way, working all the way from the head, all the way down to your knees, okay? Oh, your ankles. Let's go ahead and get those kind of stretched out. Kind of do calf raises and hold. It's like that, kind of loosen up your wrist. I mean, not your wrist, your ankles, like so. Okay, here's some cracking because, you know, I'm not doing this enough during the day, okay? Just like that, and then just kind of shake everything off once you get done. All right, you should feel nice and relaxed and loose now. Nothing that we did was too strenuous. Just enough to kind of loosen up those muscles a little bit, get the flow a little bit better, allows you to catch your breath. Like I said, just do this, you know, 2 or 3 times throughout your work day. Just kind of get up, go through the routine. It only takes about 5 minutes to to do all this. So this is just a good way to kind of keep everything nice and loose throughout your day. It really make you feel much better as you go. So stretching is very important. Make sure you take time out every day to do it. If you work in the office quite a bit, like I said, do this about 2 or 3 times a day, and you'll notice a big difference in how well you're feeling as the day goes. Again, if you ever have any questions, feel free to comment below. Feel free to message our page. If you're watching us on YouTube, just leave a comment. If you're watching us on Facebook, leave a comment or message us, and we'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see in the future, just let us know. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.